Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh. Guess what? You know where I am? I'm literally sitting on my floor filming this video. Like I'm literally on my floor filming this video because I can. um I was just sitting on the floor, just reflecting. So this is like one of my, I'm gonna call these my Tony Gaskin moments. He has this thing. I follow this guy on YouTube. Um, his name is Tony Gaskin, and he said, I remember him saying once in one of his videos, like you don't have the time, right? You want to have all the, and I'm just paraphrasing, right? You want to have all the aesthetics put together. You want to be well dressed. You want to do this. You want to do that, right? And you think, oh, I don't have the time to make a film, and I don't have a time to do this, and I don't have a time to do that, right? So I'm calling these my little Tony Gaskin moments. So, for those of you who are now stopping by, my name is EM, and this is the Evolving Black Woman channel. Um, the reason for this channel is the channel. I'm Caribbean people. I have a mix of different accents and whatever going on in my head, right? So, yeah. The reason for this channel is that I want to help women to evolve into the greater parts of themselves financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. That's why we're evolving. So every day we should be evolving from something. But that's not what we're talking about today, because I have a series that I was trying to complete, which is called my SAPs. The reason for doing this is because there's a lot of people who are living in Toronto, Canada, and lately there have been a lot of negative news about living in Toronto. And I'm not disputing that people are suffering, that people are having their experiences, but I decided that I want to create these little videos and to just show anyone, especially women who are coming to Toronto, Canada, how they can live. So I remember when I just came in my head, because I've heard and I listened to other people who have been here before. I came up with a acronym that I wanted to use to just guide my life. So it's called SAPS, right? And that's the reason for these 4 videos. I've already done simplicity. I've done affordability. I did proximity. And now today it's really about sustainability. Some of the things that you can do in your home that could impact you. And of course, that's going to help you to create community also, meet new people and things like that, right? Because you're trying to integrate yourself into a new community, and you need people. You need people around you. You need people to help you. But that's the gist of it, okay? And yes, I'm sitting on my floor because I want to sit on my floor today. My bookcase, I have a huge bookcase behind me. You may just see like a bottom of it. My camera is telling me I need more lighting. I don't think I need more lighting, but I'm good. So yeah. So SAPS. This has helped me, as I said before, to really lean into what I am doing. So I know that for many of you who follow like motivational speakers and stuff like that, they would normally say, "Oh, have a plan." So I did have a plan when I landed, and it wasn't really I had like a push pull factor in my life, and I would love to speak about that one of these days, but not in this moment, right? So I was keeping it simple. I wanted it to be affordable. I was trying to make it affordable for me and my daughter at the time. I now have another daughter. I wanted to have proximity because I didn't want to be dealing with the hustle, and the bustle of school, health center, community, all the different things that I wanted to, have her involved in. And of course, now sustainability. So, for those of you who know big city life, who've lived in other cities, Toronto is just like any other city, but I think it's getting crazier now. I think you can just put Toronto and New York in like the same bracket per se. It's like, oh my God, what is happening here? So for me, I live in an apartment building. I chose to live in an apartment building. I was living somewhere else before, a little outside of the city, and I decided I was going to give that back, and I moved back to the city. Maybe one of these days I'll do one of those little videos where I turn my one bedroom into a beautiful two bedroom, right? People, when people come to my house, they're like, "Oh, I thought you said you have a one bedroom," but no, I get the ish out of this thing. So yeah, everybody have their own rooms. They're large enough that they can run around and play, and we each have our own privacy and what's not, right? So I should have actually spoken about that, but I didn't, right? So yeah, sustainability. So some of the things that I did when I moved into the city, I make friends, and I have my notes because I really don't want to forget anything, and I'm gonna put my glasses on because it's crazy. I can see you guys better now, right? Right. So sustainability. One of the things and one of the issues that we have in the city is food, right? One of the things that a lot of people are actually talking about now is food. So the the job that I'm doing now, I'm with an organization where I'm literally doing a completely different job now. But for a year and a half, I went in and I literally ran that organization food bank, right? So 1 year I was managing everything, managing the volunteer, the intakes of food, make sure that people was getting their food. So I have an idea of what is going on in the city because I was at the helm of that food bank, and I saw the ins and outs and what was coming, what was happening, who was having an experience, blah 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, so one of the things that I did, right? I did, and that was before all of this. I got involved with a community garden, right? And then I've always loved planting stuff from back home. I plant my own food. Because I live in the islands where I had a lot of land, so I was able to do that. But now coming in the city, I needed to understand how to, do my own, plant my own garden, container gardening and stuff like that. So I planted my own garden, right? And that was really beneficial to me because sometimes year round I would have my herbs because I grow a lot of stuff on my windowsills. I have stuff in my kitchen, so I had herbs and stuff, and like stuff for medicinal purposes that I kind of just had with me year round because I really believe in the holistic lifestyle of life. Okay, so sustainability, plant a garden. If you want to join a community garden, there are lots around the city. um and if you want to have your own garden, you can do that too. It's up to you. One of the reason that I started gardening in Toronto is that Toronto can get very lonely. And for me, having my garden, and even when I'm going out, if I'm not working and I'm going in the garden with the ladies, it's really helping me to build community and build like a extended family, people who share the same passion with me or like me, right? So that helped also with some of my mental health. Toronto can get lonely, and if you don't have that support system, then you can fall into a depression, you can start living in your head, so that's a plus. Having a garden, having something to tend to look after, it really helped with my mental health. My garden also helped me, and this is kind of a off, but it's not, because we're talking about living in the city, how to survive in the city. This also helped me learn how to take care of myself. It may be way off to think, you may not believe it, but trust me, when I started gardening and I started doing all of these things, I really started understanding how I have to take care of myself. There are certain plants that are very delicate, you have to take care of. You have to be delicate with them. You have to know what kind of care to give to them. So when you bring it back to yourself, there's certain parts of you that need that tender love and care, right? So for me, gardening really helps me to lean into myself and understand myself more. Because for me, I'm a work in process. I'm growing, so there are different things that I may just need. Okay, so another thing in sustainability, right? That living in the city is the thrift. I call it my thrift and thrive. right? So thrifting and thriving. When you just move to the city, you don't have a lot of money, right? Some people may have families here who can help them out, but for a lot of us, we don't have a lot of money. So, I wasn't into the whole fast fashion thing. I always loved thrifting, even from back home in my country. I love thrifting. So, thrift and thrive. I thrived. I was able to save my money and I was able to thrift and buy certain things and make my house a home for me. Um, One of the things too is that I use, because I'm big on carbon footprint, right, in the city, I use a lot of recyclables. I do a lot of recycling. When I go shopping, I use my recycled bags. That also cut down on your spending, right? Because we're talking about sustainability. Something that people don't, may not, I don't know if they know, but do you know that before, when you go to the supermarket and you get a bag, like they give you an extra bag or something like that, the you have to pay for that bag. So imagine you going to the store and you ask, I want to get 6 bag. You're paying for that bag. It may be 5 cent, 10 cent, however much. You're still paying. That's money. And a lot of the times we don't really pay attention. We're like, oh, it's only 5 cent. No, I've learned in business, it's the cents that counts. If that makes sense, the cents count. Because if somebody give you 5 million 5 cents, that's a lot of money. Okay, so yeah, sustainability. Also, creating green spaces, like when you plant your greenery. So in my house, you can't see it now, but in my house, I have a lot of plants in my house. Number one, of course, is again help with my mental health. I have something to take care of, and it helps to purify my air. For I don't know how many of you live in apartment buildings, but um apartment buildings, there's a lot of people, different personalities, different culture. People are cooking different things. Sometimes I have never, like, I kind of experience it sometimes, but because my doors and windows are sealed, but sometimes you do smell, like you open your door and you're going outside, maybe you're going to do your laundry, you're going to work, and you can smell like different food in the hallway and you're like, ew, right? Having plants in my apartment have helped me to like really cut down on the the odors and the scents and stuff like that. So plant greenery, have plant stuff around, and plant stuff in pots, and keep plants in your house. Pothos and snake plants and all of these different plants. There's a lot of plants that can help with um purifying your space and just keeping it fresh and clean, right? So another thing that I really did was like simplify. I spoke about simplifying my life, but like I donated a lot of things that I didn't want, or I would buy stuff, use it, and then I would redonate it, because it's like, yeah, I've had my time with that, and that's it, right? That's it. And one of the things in terms of simplifying my life, right, in terms of sustainability, was to revisit local attractions. So for me, I'm an island girl. So when there isn't snow in Toronto, I'm heading two places. I'm either heading to the lake on my off days, or I'm heading to the islands. So we do have the Toronto Islands, the Center Islands. They're like these they're these little islands in downtown. You can just go and chill for the day, chill for the weekend and stuff like that. So revisiting attractions, you don't have to take your car. You can just jump on a streetcar, jump on a bus, and you can just go across the island and just spend the day, right? So those are the things that I was able to you know do while I was just trying to reintegrate and getting my life set up in the city. And those things have really helped me. I am big on mental health. So all of these things, yes, I'm speaking about sustainability, but all of these things play a big part in helping me to stay sane while I was amalgamating, integrating, trying to find my footing in Toronto. Yes. And why these things are important, you do all of these things, and guess what? you're able to find community. You may go to the islands and you may find someone who you may find a friend. You're thrifting, you may meet someone in the store. And I've met people like that in the thrift store. We start talking, oh my god, it is so beautiful. I collect a lot of Afrocentric pieces. So, I may be going down the aisle and I have something and somebody's like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. Like, da 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 da. And, sometimes we would stop and we'd Google and we'd look it up. Because, you find all these nice, beautiful pieces in the thrift store. So you make a friend like that. I remember meeting a really nice lady in the store. We just connected and we started talking. And she ended up like actually inviting me over for tea. And that was a beautiful experience. Like, we're literally still friends. She's an older lady and she said, oh, you can come over for tea. You're such a nice person. And we started speaking about books. She actually loaned me this book. So that's another thing I would do, a whole video on books. I'm a book freak. I'm a book freak. Okay, so that's another thing. Go to the secondhand store and buy books. Buy used books. Don't go online and buy those new ones. There's a lot of stuff in the bookstore, in the secondhand bookstore, that needs love and care and need to just come out to just expand your knowledge base. Okay? So yeah, I should have put that in here. But no, you have it, right? So yeah, sustainability. I hope that you find some nugget in this. As I said, I'm doing this because I'm trying to prove something to myself. I want to create a timeline of videos. So guess what? I'm being selfish here. In case something happened to me, that my kids have something to look back on and see, hey, that's my mom. That's my mom. Because I do have daughters and my daughters are not adults as yet. They're still pretty young. So yeah, sustainability. That's the end of this series. We're going to be moving into some more. I'm going to be speaking more about my life as a black mom in Toronto, some of the things that I want to do, talking about mental health, talking about health on a whole, things that you can do. I had an event on the 23rd of March, very, very successful. We had 20 something women who came in for the day for our 1 day retreat, and we've literally formed a community. I'm gonna be speaking more about that, like what we're doing as black women in living in the city. So yeah, SAPS: simplicity, affordability, proximity, and sustainability. These are the 4 things that you can do. You can apply them to your life to have a successful integration when you decide, or if you decide you're going to move to Toronto, you're going to move to the city. Okay? Life is not a bed of roses here, but it's also not a bed of needles. You just have to make life what it is. Be contented. Have a plan of action. If plan A fail, go to a plan B. Plan B with a broader vision. Okay? So that's it. I am EM, the Evolving Black Woman, and please, I am literally trying. Like, it has come cliche now that everybody's doing it and saying it. So like, please, if you like this video, I am trying to get to 50 subscribers so I can go live, because I want to be able to go live and show you like what I'm doing in my garden and stuff like that. Please encourage somebody to come over and like this channel, where we can speak more on black women and issues and stuff like that. So yes, that's it for now. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.